You've been told to push harder, to run more tests, to cut out more food, to try more protocols. But what if the answer to healing wasn't in the doing more, but actually in doing the right things? And in today's episode, I am actually debunking the myth that effortless healing means sitting back and doing nothing. Because real healing is not passive, it's deeply intentional. And it's about learning to listen before you act and to discern before you dive in and to pause so that your body can lead the way. So, if healing still feels like a full time job, then this episode is for you. If you've followed the protocols, you've cut out the foods, you've done the tests that your practitioners have asked you to, and you're still not seeing the results, this is probably the reason because you are not being told that healing is not just about doing more, it's about doing less, but with more clarity and with more intention. And in this episode, I will show you why effortless does not mean passive or easy, it means precise. It is rooted in your body's wisdom and it's body led. You will walk away with a powerful reframe that could change how you approach your entire wellness journey. Let's stop chasing healing and start co creating it. So if you caught the latest episode 62, why willpower isn't healing you, you'll remember we talked about why how trying hard isn't the answer when your body is in survival mode. And today we are taking it one step further. Today we are talking about what if willpower is not the medicine, then what is? Because the answer is not more force, it's more precision. And I'll show you how to start tuning in instead of pushing through. And this is a I'll start with a beautiful book. It's an excerpt from this book. It's called The Things You Can Only See When You Slow Down. It's by Hemin Sunim. He's a Zen Buddhist teacher from South Korea who went to the US to study film. But life had other plans for him, and he ended up following a spiritual path. And he taught Buddhism as well for a while. And he's written several books. The first chapter of this book is called "Why Am I So Busy?" and it captures the essence of this episode. He says, there is a famous Buddhist saying that everyone appears as Buddhas in the eyes of the Buddha, and everyone appears as pigs in the eyes of a pig. It suggests that the world is experienced according to the state of one's mind. When your mind is joyful and compassionate, the world is too. When your mind is filled with negative thoughts, the world appears negative too. When you feel overwhelmed and busy, remember that you are not powerless. When your mind rests, the world also rests. He goes on to say, we know the world only through the window of our mind. When our mind is noisy, the world is as well. When our mind is peaceful, the world is too. Knowing our minds is just as important as trying to change the world. I wish you could see my true nature. Beyond my body and labels, there's a river of tenderness and vulnerability. Beyond stereotypes and assumptions, there is a valley of openness and authenticity. Beyond memory and ego, there is an ocean of awareness and compassion. The wise do not fight the world in the most relaxed and playful manner. They simply embody the truth that they are one with it. It's that word embody. At its core, embody means to express something through bodily or material form, your body or your physical being. So that means you're expressing through your body, and that's exactly it. Too often we are living only in our heads, disconnected from the neck downwards, and we have no idea what's really going on in our body, and that's a real problem. And with the kind of distractions that we are dealing with today, whether it's social media, whether it's a breaking news, whether it's anything that's happening in the external world, we are paying a heavy price for this constant disconnection from our own bodies, and we don't even realizing it, and we pay a really heavy price in terms of our health. And also the fact that we've inherited a medical system and wellness industry that actually equates healing with effort, perfection, and productivity only. And this is also led to this whole thing of chasing protocol perfectionism. And so here women are exhausted, actually not from their illness, but from trying to fix in the right way. And let's change that, because let's be honest, right now your body may not feel like it's a safe place to be. So maybe this sounds like you used to trust your body's signal, but now even a small twinge or a bit of pain or ache makes you scared, and maybe makes you wonder if a flare is on the way, or you're constantly freezing or sweating and you don't know why that's happening. And you're sensitive to everything: the sound, light, noise, smells. A strong perfume or a loud cafe can feel like an assault. Or your joints just don't just ache, they actually scare you, or they whisper fear because you don't know whether it'll get any worse today. And maybe you've avoided you're avoiding social events because not because you want to or because you don't, it's easier to pretend, easier than pretending that everything's okay. But these are not just symptoms, these are signals. And again, your body's way of begging you to slow down and listen. And I've been talking about this in many of my previous episodes because this is the lie that we have been sold, that if you're not doing something 24/7 to fix your health, you're not actually healing. And that's completely untrue. And that belief is keeping you stuck. So let's zoom out for a moment. If you're doing everything right, you're still feeling stuck, it's safe to assume, it's easy to assume that your body is the problem, but your body is not the problem at all, because you have been taught to treat healing like a performance. Like, there's a scorecard and you have to get 100 out of 100, and that's pressure, and that pressure is really really hard to deal with, because then every food choice has to be perfect, every supplement has to be just right, every symptom has to be tracked, and it becomes like a test. But precision does not come from pressure, it comes from presence, it comes from attunement, it's come from tuning into your body. Otherwise, it comes from understanding how your body feels, what it is asking for, and how to meet it with clarity instead of control. So that's the problem, not the symptoms, not your labs, not your willpower. It's the hyper vigilance, that's constant thing of looking for all these things, that makes you miss the quiet wisdom in your body's signals. So, because you actually might have tried many of these things, all the things that you were supposed to have done. So you have done the elimination diet, you have spent thousands on tests with fancy acronyms, you have cleaned up your skincare, swapped your cookware, installed air filters, you meditate, you journal, you've taken the adaptogens, anti-inflammatories, and you've pushed yourself to be a good patient or a perfect student or a committed healer. But all of it is built on one assumption, that if you try harder, then you will finally get better. And when that does not happen, you're actually left wondering, is it just me? Did I do something wrong? Did I miss something? But it's not you. And it's just that you've been trying to micromanage your healing, when your body actually needs is some space. It needs stillness. There are signals. It needs your attention, your presence. So the common approach, whether it's functional medicine or in some cases, or the conventional approach, teaches you to chase results. It doesn't teach you how to tune into your body. And healing does not come from this kind of constant chasing. It comes from doing the right thing at the right time and in the right way, and it can only happen when your body leads the way. So here's what you need to do instead. You stop trying to fix your body and you start following its lead. It means that you learn how to pause before you push, to notice before you react, and to lead your healing with clarity and self trust. And that can only come with practice. And that means that sometimes you need to sort of switch from the protocol mode to the presence mode. And inside my body wise healing framework that I take my clients through in my group program, we begin with precision, we don't begin with pressure, right? That's not really helpful or sustainable. And you have to rebuild your inner compass to be able to be guided by your own body. And you learn how to decode your symptoms as signals, and you build rituals that feel like support. They should not be feeling like punishment. So this is one micro practice I want you to try today. It's a very very brief body scan, and I would like you to do it before you eat anything. You don't need any fancy equipment, literally nothing. You just need your breath. You need to pause before your next meal, close your eyes and place a hand on your belly or your heart and ask, what am I feeling right now, physically, emotionally, and energetically? That's it. Ask this question, not what should I eat, not what did the plan say, just what my body needs at this moment. No fixing, no changing, and no judgment. You might actually be surprised by what comes up, right? It might be tension in your chest, a wave of sadness, a craving for comfort, or simply the relief of being acknowledged. And here's what it does for you: it shifts you from autopilot into alignment, it retrains your nervous system to feel safe in the body, and it teaches you that healing starts with awareness, not action. Action comes later, awareness has to come first. Do this once today, then again tomorrow, and your body will start to notice. And you can do it before your meals, and you can start doing it at other times in the day when you're feeling quite stressed. Because the truth is, most women aren't stuck because they're indisciplined, they're stuck because they have never been taught a better way. They have been told that healing is only about effort, but what it is actually about, much before effort, is attunement. When you start tuning into your body instead of overriding it, everything changes. And your symptoms stop feeling like random punishments, they actually start feeling like helpful signals. So, this is the missing piece that most wellness programs completely miss. Healing is not just physical, it's relational. It's about the relationship that you build with your body moment by moment. And this is why it matters so much. Because when you learn to listen with precision instead of panic, you stop chasing your health and you start co creating it with your body. And this is exactly what we do inside the Body Wise Healing Framework. And it's exactly what I take you through the one is to one healing roadmap session, because you don't need more protocols. You need the right lens so that your next step is simple, aligned, and sustainable according to what your body actually needs. So, here's the body wise wrap up of what we covered today. Number one, healing that feels effortless isn't lazy or passive, it's deeply intentional. Number two, the real reason your symptoms persist isn't a lack of effort, it's disconnection. Number three, everything you've tried from protocols to perfection has left you exhausted, but that's not because you failed, but because the approach itself was unsustainable. Number four, there is a better way, and that begins with listening. And that's when healing becomes possible, and you start co creating it with your body. Number five, quick win, the 2 minute pre meal body scan that I shared with you that you can do before every meal, and also any time that you're feeling disconnected and stressed. And if this episode has made you feel seen, like somebody finally put words to what you've been feeling, make sure to share it. It's on your favorite podcast app. You can share it with somebody who needs to listen to this message. And you can also join me for a healing roadmap session. It's a one is to one deep dive where we decode your top symptoms, we uncover what your body is trying to tell you, and map out a personalized body led action plan to move forward. I have shared the link in the show notes below. And you can just sign up for this roadmap. It's a limited number of spots that I put out every month, because healing is not about doing more, it's about doing right for you. And your body is waiting for you to listen. If you're ready to get started, make sure that you sign up for this session. If you like this episode, check out episode 62, why willpower isn't healing you, and the body led shift that finally will. It's a perfect prelude to today's conversation if you want to understand why your body has been stuck on the loop of chronic symptoms.